Hi, and welcome to John's Comics with Kids. I'm here with Kate. We are doing her second official breakdown episode where we're looking at a story from Kate's point of view. Her first one, I don't know if you know this, Kate, the one we did really early on in our channel's history about Vision and the Scarlet Witch is still one of our highest watched videos of all time. Yeah. So if you rank all of our channel's videos based on the number of views, Kate's first review video is like 4. And this is the day when I promised many of you for so long that we would traumatize my daughter by making her enjoy Frank Miller for the first time. I'm a huge Frank Miller fan. He's a great writer, and I've kind of been looking forward to the time when Kate and I can share some of his work together, because I have a lot of it I've collected, as you can see by these 4 issues I've got here. For those that are unfamiliar with Year One, you can look at my breakdown. It's one of my top 50 comics. It's in the DC one. But obviously this covers the very early phases of Bruce Wayne becoming Batman.
And they made the movie out of it.
Yeah, a little bit. What movie are you talking about?
The Batman Begins, I think?
Sorry, what?
The Batman Begins?
Right.
They have, like, the same sort of scenes in some parts.
Yeah? Was there any scenes you thought of that you thought, like, oh, that's kind of the same?
The bat scene, where there's a whole bunch of bats that come and, like, swarm around him. He puts a tracker on his foot to make him, like, follow him.
Because the police have surrounded a building and they want to get him. Yeah, they definitely recreate certain moments like that.
They didn't add in Sergeant Essen.
Yeah, the woman that is... Yeah, I think, in general... That's a great comment. Let's jump into the format here.
Or any, like, Jim Gordon stuff that's with family.
These books, if those of you that haven't read it, what I love most about it is that it's a split storyline. You get James Gordon is in yellow scrawl here, and he's coming to Gotham as a young police officer. He's starting his work. And then you've got Bruce Wayne in white. His comments are more in cursive. Now, yeah, so the movie Batman Begins, you're saying it cut out a lot of Gordon's stuff.
It cut out all the affair he had. They cut out a lot of Flash stuff.
And Flash, which was his partner, they have a little bit of Flash.
They do, but like nothing.
How would you say those?
Really.
Now, Flash, for those that don't know, is Gordon's first partner when he comes in, who's a very crooked cop. And Gordon is trying to be a good cop, but he doesn't want to upset people. You said he had an affair. That's a big part of it, as far as having a woman at work that he has a love with, and then having his wife at home who's pregnant with their kids. So the story definitely follows a lot of, like, what's Bruce doing, what's Gordon doing, and how do they find each other. Part 1 mainly focuses on them trying to solve these problems on their own. This is a very different Flash than the one in the movie.
Yes, very different.
How would you say they're different, the comic versus the movie?
More buff. Fatter. No offense to the actor or anything, but
yeah, I mean that's the main difference, right?
He had different hair.
Yeah, one was
longer and shorter, and then blonde and black and blonde.
The blonde-haired, sort of buff, soldier-looking guy is his partner, and this one versus
he's like a rapper.
The kind of fat, bearded, slob kind of a guy that is his partner in the other one. And this one, it makes him more of a threat because Gordon has to face him.
Flash beats him up.
Flash beats him up, but then what does Gordon do?
He goes to Flash, and then he beats him up.
Right.
But he keeps him just enough to keep him out of the hospital. And
which I love. He battles Flash, shows him that I can take you, but doesn't hurt him so that he's permanently injured. Just enough.
And he gave Flash a baseball bat, but still beat him.
Yeah, he gave Flash a bat and was still able to beat him, which is so excellent.
It's crazy.
And at the same time, you've got that first book, this very first one, ends with Bruce kind of deciding, I need a costume. I need an image. Yeah. And of course, the bat comes to him.
He's like, that's right, Father, that's what I need.
Something to scare.
Something to scare people.
Yeah. The second one is war is declared, and you get a little bit more of Bruce. He's finally got a costume, and he's going out to try to fight crime. But he doesn't know how to do it, which I think is the best part.
Right.
What are some of the problems?
Well, the first time he's going to throw a kid over the side, but he grabbed his ankle right before he falls.
Rescues
He's
the
like,
kid.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not a murderer. I'm just telling them to stop. And the whole time, like, the people are, like, beating him up that are around him. And he's like, please don't let go. Please don't go. He's, like, holding it really tight. And the kid's, like, screaming. And then he beats up both the kids with still holding a kid.
Right?
He, like, grabs the guy's arm and he, like, twists it and throws it him on the ground.
They don't realize that if they beat up Batman, he's going to drop this kid, their friend, right?
And he'll die.
Right. It's building towards Gordon having to be the one to catch Batman and being put on a task force to try to catch Batman.
He doesn't really want to catch Batman. Like, he wants to at the beginning.
What do you think Gordon really wants to do?
I think he wants to, like, work with him.
Well, we know that's what he's going to end up doing, right?
Yeah.
I think Gordon wants to catch crooked cops. Batman, on the other hand, what is Batman doing?
He's scaring people.
Right? He's trying to scare Gotham's rich and wealthy criminals. And I love this scene when he shows up to a big dinner party.
He just blows this thing up and then he puts smoke around him. He's like, you feasted on Gotham. Your feast is at an end. And then he puts a thing over the light and he just disappears.
He lets all the criminal underworld know this is done. And that's what I like a lot about the early Batman movies. She's only seen Batman Begins. She hasn't seen Heath Ledger's Joker yet. But
because at the end of this one, it's like, by the way, I have a friend who can take on this guy. The guy's name is Joker.
Which they do at the end of Batman Begins, too, right? They meet on the rooftop,
like,
and Gordon's got, like,
this new guy named the Joker.
And he's got this calling card, right? Yeah. Right?
He's like, this is his calling card. He's like, Joker.
But what I like about those movies and what they do here is that a lot of it is focusing on Batman not fighting these outrageous villains. He's fighting the like everyday normal, gangsters. Yeah. He's fighting organized crime. And I like that a lot. It just grounds him more. It's not like he's fighting a guy with a puppet.
It's not like he's fighting Scarface
or the Mad Hatter. He's fighting just a really realistic villain, which I really appreciate.
Just like on Crime Alley where his parents got killed, there's like everyday muggers.
Yeah.
Crooks.
This issue 3 here, most of it has to do with Batman trying to get out of this trouble of the police all on top of him and realizing he's going to need a partner for this. And of course, like you said, Kate, it's got this bit where the bats come and rescue him.
Yeah.
Because he uses the thing in his boot to call them.
Yeah, and then he like jumps. In the movie, there's like these big staircases. He's like, I can't run down all that. So he shoots his grappling hook at the ceiling, I think, and he puts the thing on his boot and he goes down, and the bats follow him through the staircase. It's so cool.
All right, so this leads to the last chapter, Friend in Need, where you get to see Batman kind of finally befriend Gordon and really set up what this relationship will be, how these two men will be partners. Because we know, having read Batman for a long time or seen the animated show or the movies, these two are closely connected, right?
He makes the bat symbol, all that.
Right.
For Batman.
Sure.
And he, like, always sneaks into his office and he's like, he's talking to someone and then, like, they close the door and he's like, well, that was weird. Like, something like, he says, like, a comment. It's super funny.
Can you talk a little bit about how the story all ends? How does he become friends with Batman? What is the big thing Batman does to kind of make it work?
I think he saves Gordon's son, I think.
Yeah. But not in his costume.
Just, yeah.
He's doing it in, like, everyday motorcycle wear, basically. Mm-hmm. What are some of your favorite things about this story, and or what are some of the things you don't like about it?
I really liked how they went back and forth with the talking. I mean, it was kind of confusing at times, but I liked it a lot. And I liked, like, all the action scenes. Those were good. And I thought the baby boy he had was very cute.
Saving the baby.
Yeah, James, I think, was his name. Very cute. And I did not like that. I didn't really like the affair with.
Obviously, it doesn't make Gordon seem very good if he's doing these kinds of things.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, his poor wife.
Right.
Jeez.
What about, we didn't talk about Selena Kyle, and she's got a
She
sort of
is
small
in
story
there.
in this where she finally becomes Catwoman.
I did like that. I just didn't like how she looked.
You didn't like
I
the
mean,
look
you
of her
wouldn't-
outfit?
You would not imagine her in like a sleeveless top with like
You're
her
talking
belly
about not her
showing.
Catwoman costume.
Not her Catwoman costume, no. But like she had short like fishnet stocking stuff, and she had like a bikini on, and she had this like strapless suit basically.
This outfit.
Yes, it's so weird.
Right.
And then, I didn't like her hair.
Very short hair,
Yeah,
right?
because in all the animated versions, she has long, flowing blonde hair with beautiful green eyes. This one, I think she has brown eyes. I didn't really like that a whole lot.
What did you think about her Catwoman costume? Because it's an older style
It
Catwoman
is.
costume
It
as
is.
well.
It is. But I like it.
Yeah.
I think I like it more than the new one.
How did you feel about it in the animated show? Did you like that costume?
I did. But I like that in this one she has like an actual mask that she wears. And she doesn't...
Not the big goggles or whatever.
Yeah.
What is it? Are there things that you don't like about it? This storyline that you don't really think were very good.
I didn't really like that Flash beat him up. I mean, like, no one really probably
The
likes
first
that.
fight when he beat him up. That's
That was
definitely
not
bullying.
nice.
I know you're very sensitive to bullying. You don't like bullying, and Flash is definitely a bully.
He's big bully.
So did you see? I always feel like the challenge is: do you not like that because it's sad and it's not fair to the character, or do you not like it because you think it's bad writing?
I don't like it because it's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there are a lot of, like, violent and sad things in there that I think the writer could have, like, twisted to make it a little more happy.
Sure. It's hard to make a happy Batman.
Yeah, but I'm... It's like he has his sunshine yellow outfit.
Right.
It's like,
He's a Care Bear.
hey,
He
y'all.
shines out happiness.
Yay! Rainbows coming out of his head.
Well, and I think Ryan would agree with you because he likes Superman a lot more than Batman. I think he likes Superman because he is a happier person. He's a more trusting, he's a more compassionate person. And Batman always thinks the worst of people. He's very suspicious of people and cynical of people. If you had to just give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down, how would you grade Batman Year One?
5 out of 10 stars, I'd probably give it an 8.
Out of 10 stars, you'd give it an 8, so that's a thumbs up. That's
So
a B.
It is.
Okay. All right.
I liked it a lot. The illustration was phenomenal. It was really good.
Ooh, and you know, White Whale, who we join with sometimes, he said he had a teacher in college, and that it was, I think he said it was David Mazzucchelli, was the teacher he had in college. Yeah,
Seriously?
one of his design teachers, and he'll have to correct me in
That's
the
insane.
chat, but I believe he said that David Mazzucchelli was one of his college professors.
That's insane.
so-
That's so lucky.
Apparently his artwork holds up because 11-year-olds still find his work incredibly powerful and meaningful. All right, well, I'm glad you liked it, Kate. It is one of my all-time favorites, so obviously I would give it a thumbs up for sure. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you coming by to hear us chat about this book. And did I traumatize you? Are you damaged for having read this?
No.
I've probably shown her movies that were more damaging than Batman Year One. So please leave us a like and a subscribe and a comment, and let us know if there's a story that you think we should be reading into or checking out. And thank you for checking in, and have a nice night.
Bye.